Good morning. My name is Mindaugas Protas, and as new trend, you can call me MP. I'm representing Ambergrid, who is Lithuanian gas TSO, and we also are renewable gases certificates issuing body in Lithuania. Before starting, I don't know how many you know such terms as guarantees of origin, proof of sustainability, but we will dive into this. And maybe the main message about certification is that what we see that the need for certification is not mandatory. The need for certification is coming for the market participants. From customer side, businesses that want to go green, they want proof from their suppliers. They want documents to show that they supplied green energy. And from the biomethane producer side, they want to get the value for the green biomethane. So in some cases, there's already some cases that there is no need for support schemes when you can sell the green value in certification form. So for the gases, there is two schemes. There is a scheme called Guarantees of Origin. It comes from Renewable Energy Directive, Article 19. It basically was added in 2018. Before it was just electricity guarantees of origin. And the purpose of guarantees of origin is simple. It's to demonstrate to final customer the share of quantity of energy from renewable sources. These guarantees of origin, they don't play any role in member state compliance with national renewable energy targets, meaning that it just shows that energy is renewable, but it's not sustainable. And all member states are obliged to ensure that guarantees of origin is issued upon request. So therefore, they establish guarantees of origin issuing body, and Ambergrid is issuing body in Lithuania from 2019. How it is administrated? It's administrated so-called book and claim principle. Then there is no need for physical delivery of green gases. Basically, a customer can buy from any country guarantee of origin and then claim that he uses renewable energy. So there's no need for physical energy flow. And it is the difference between this system and the system I will be talking. Guarantees of origin, they have standard. They have one guarantee of origin represent 1 megawatt hour. It's a standard. And guarantee of origin is valid for 12 months. And it has minimum requirements for attributes. So it should state energy source from which the energy was produced. It also should say who is energy carrier. It can be electricity, gas, hydrogen, heating, synthetic gases. And also guarantee of origin must show identity of installation equipment, location, type, capacity. Also, it should state whether a production device received investment support and what form, and also the date when the installation became operational and the date of issue of the unique identification number. So just to make clear that one guarantee of origin is 1 megawatt hour, and that megawatt hour has unique number. It cannot be duplicated. Now, certification is second form of certificates for guarantees of origin. And to talk about them, I need to show you bigger picture. So most of you know that in RED 2, there's obligations set for country members that in 2030, 32% of final energy consumption should be from renewable sources, and the same for transport of 14%. So how this could be achieved? So for transport sectors, for transport sector, it could be achieved using fuels produced from renewable energy sources, such as electricity, hydrogen, and biofuels, which cover biomethane, biodiesel, synthetic fuels. Now, how to make sure that this biomethane is sustainable? There's sustainability criteria set out in RED II, and in order to ensure that biofuels placed in European market are sustainable, member states are obliged to require economic operators in the biofuel supply chain to demonstrate sustainability criteria have been met, meaning that economic operators must participate in voluntary schemes, receive certificates, and in this way make sure that they produced biomethane is sustainable. For voluntary schemes are approved by European Commission, and for biomethane it's two major certification schemes. It's ISCC EU and REDCERT that issues most of the certificates. How the system works. So on the right you see that it's an example of REDCERT. REDCERT is in the middle. It basically receives recognition from European Commission. It contracts certification bodies. These certification bodies must be accredited by national authorities. And in the bottom blue box you can see that the certification schemes covers all value chain. It covers value chain from raw materials up to the end user. And in every step, the suppliers or biomethane producers, they must be registered with REDCERT, making sure that they follow their requirements. Certificates are issued for biomethane plants once a year. Every year it is recertificated. Producers, when they receive certificates, when they produce biomethane, they produce biomethane in consignment. So every consignment, meaning that consignment has characteristics. For that characteristics, such as CO2 emissions, they issue proof of sustainability document. This proof of sustainability document, it travels from biomethane producer up to all that value chain in the blue box while it receives a final customer, meaning that every step is documented and all the CO2 emissions are accounted. Also, this proof of sustainability requires mass balance principle. As I spoke before, for guarantees of origin is book and claim, meaning that you can buy guarantee of origin in one country, cancel in another. In this case, you need to follow mass balance. Means that when the biomethane is injected into the gas grid, it has to be recorded. Also, when it's withdrawn, it has to be recorded. And when it travels from one country to another, the capacity bookings on interconnection points must be booked. Now we have two certification schemes, guarantee of origin and with certifications. And there is a problem because in some countries, because we have two separate independent existing systems, and in some countries there is even more these systems because we have their own national systems. These systems has different purposes. Guarantees of origin is purpose for disclaiming. Certification scheme purpose is to achieve national renewable energy targets. And it could be so that same biomethane producer, it can register in national guarantees of origin register, and it also can register in the voluntary scheme. And guarantees of origin system administrator might not even have a clue that the same participant is participating in different scheme, meaning that the same amount of energy can receive two certificates and be traded separately. That means double counting, which is major error. What is the solution? So solution is to link these two systems on national legislation and introduce additional attributes and guarantees of origin, such as CO2 emissions. There is also initiative in Europe, it's regulated in the 2 that union database must be established on European level, meaning that all the proof of sustainability, not biomethane, also for liquid and gaseous fuels, must be registered in one European database. The project is ongoing. It should start this year, but the role of guarantees of origin is unclear. So we had done this linking of guarantees of origin and proof of sustainability in Lithuania. How it was done, alternative fuel law was established last year. It set obligations for fuel suppliers to reach certain targets by certain years. And to reach this target, renewable fuel statistic unit system for liquid and gas fuels were established, meaning that every gas supplier, every fuel supplier must register in the system, and he covers these obligations using statistic unit system. So all the renewable fuel that was supplied, they receive certificates, and they register the certificates in this fuel statistic system unit. Then these certificates are converted from megawatt hours to megajoules, and 1 megajoule is 1 fuel statistic unit. Also, natural gas suppliers, they, according to this law, they can cover the obligation using guarantees of origin and proof of sustainability, meaning that we are tracking by guarantees of origin the movement of the green gases in the transmission and distribution system, and the proof of sustainability is covered by voluntary schemes. So we merge these 2 systems into one for transport sector purposes. And once these obligations were introduced, it boosted biomethane demand in Lithuania significantly. So as mentioned before, on the left is mandatory attributes for guarantees of origin, and on the right, it's additional attributes for proof of sustainability documentation. So it's calorific value, materials, also voluntary scheme name and unique number for production plant, and proof of sustainability document number and CO2 emissions. What is biomethane demand potential and general development in Lithuania? So according to National Climate Change Plan, the demand for biomethane should reach 1 terawatt hour in 2030. It mainly for the transport purposes, but now it's seen that biomethane could be used in other sectors to cover CO2 obligations as well. Potential, it's accounted that potential to produce biomethane from manure varies from 0.4 to 1 terawatt hour per year, and all potential for biomethane is about 2.2, 2.6 terawatt hours per year. There is also investment support for biomethane in Lithuania. There is a program from National Climate Change. It was 15 million euros for 8 biomethane production plants, and there is second initiative from Recovery and Resilience Facility for period of 2022-2026, 22 million euros. As there is no biomethane production in Lithuania yet, but the demand in the transport sector is already rising, so biomethane together with guarantees of origin and proof of sustainability are physically imported from Netherlands. It is expected that this year we will import around 60 gigawatt hours of biomethane, and also it's rising interest for guarantees of origin without a proof of sustainability for other sectors. Regarding production, so first biomethane plant is already connected to transmission system. It should start operating already this month, and it's expected that this year it will produce 80 gigawatt hours, next year 122 gigawatt hours, and it will be one of the biggest producers in the region. We also have several more biomethane producers. We already have contracts with them. Just we're waiting for them to finish construction working, and we expect that in 2030 we should reach about 2 terawatt hours of biomethane produced annually. The problem for demand is that there is not enough biomethane filling stations, because these filling stations, they have to be connected to the grid. So most of the biomethane that will not be used in Lithuania will be exported to the other countries. And we already see that today. What are the challenges? So one of the challenges that there is a problem with biomethane producers who are far away from transmission system. They would want to receive guarantees of origin and proof of sustainability and to participate in the transport fuel system, but as they are not connected, we cannot issue guarantee of origin, and we are looking for the opportunities how to integrate them into guarantees of origin system. Another problem is that in all Europe there is no single guarantees of origin or proof of sustainability documents exchange system. So we have two competing bodies with different countries, meaning that if you want to exchange with all Europe, you have to join both organizations, and yeah, it's problematic. Second problem is that union database is coming into the game, and the guarantees of origin, the future of guarantees of origin is unclear because it's not clear how it will interact with union database, because it will collect all proof of sustainability documents, leaving guarantees of origin somewhere away. There's also interest from market participants to integrate bio-LNG into the guarantees of origin system, or at least into renewable fuel statistics system. And we also have several pilot projects for hydrogen. Hydrogen will be blended into the national gas grid, and for this hydrogen we will issue guarantees of origin. So yeah, so we will integrate hydrogen into guarantees of origin system. Thank you.